Good morning, everybody. It's happy Friday morning, and I'm joined today by Hank Goldberg in his last podcast from sunny South Florida. Hank, you're moving out here tomorrow. That's big news, and we're glad to have you come out here.
Well, I hope I'll find things ready to go out there. I got a lot of stuff to do when I get there, but I'm going to have a busy week. I know that. So.
Oh, moving is always difficult.
Yep.
Well, LeBron James declined his $35 million contract. It's amazing the amount of money that float around out there, and if you're a big guy that can play basketball, it's a money tree, unbelievable. But it's going to be interesting what the NBA looks like after all these player moves take place with Kawhi and George and all this stuff going on, LeBron. The interesting time.
George is also going to be a free agent, and then I don't know what's happening with what's going to happen with San Antonio. That's not a done deal yet. But he may be going to Los Angeles, they say. But that's not for sure either.
No, they're going to try to put together a super team to knock off the Warriors. How that's going to shape up is probably what makes it so interesting to follow. Everybody, LeBron wants to pair up with one or two big stars, like he did when he went to Miami, and that's possible. I mean, there's a couple players out there that are ready to move, and very interesting stuff. What's hot on your list today to talk about?
Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see where George ends up, and there's so many teams that are going to be interested in LeBron. But I don't know. I just don't see him going to the Lakers.
Well, he's got a couple of homes out there, and his wife likes it out there. I don't know. It seems to line up, and I mean, if you look at the Vegas odds, the Lakers are favored to get him. Whether that happens or not is what we're all on the edge of our seats about, because it's definitely going to change the betting landscape for next basketball season.
Well, I'm not so sure that having a home out there. He has a home out there because he's going into the movie business long term. That's his goal. So, he wants to be another Magic Johnson.
Well, your Magic's done very well in the business world, that's for sure. And Magic is determined to get him. He's made no bones about it. He's going after Kawhi. He's going after LeBron. He wants to put them together, but they're going to need more than those two guys. And the big question I have about Kawhi is, where is his head at? I mean, it was a strange year for him. I don't know where basketball fits into his life right now. He just seems it's strange what happened with him and the Spurs.
Well, I'm not sure he's such a great investment because of his injury problems, and his reluctance to play. I'm not sure I would step up to the plate for him.
Yeah, he's looking at a $219 million contract. The amount of money is unbelievable. It's just incredible. Different world.
I'll tell you something. Dallas had a very good draft. Looking at how they ended up, they're going to be a team building the right way. I'm really interested to see how they do.
Yeah, they picked up some good players, and they got that one kid, the 19-year-old out of Europe, that looks like a real superstar. It could be very interesting for them. But we got a lot of football. That's a lot of things happening in football right now in the NFL. We got to start delving into these teams and divisions and that and such. Baseball's heating up. We got a big series this weekend with Boston and the Yankees. That's going to really heat up. You know, you got Sanchez on the DL. You got Judge, a little bit of a slump. He rested yesterday. They open tonight. Boston at New York.
Yeah. Well, the Yankees have, a couple of their top pitchers ready to go. I think Sabathia goes tonight. So, that'll be interesting. It always is when those two teams get together. Now, that race is going to go on through the whole year. I've been watching Washington. They've been kind of a disappointment.
Oh, totally. And Harper, I mean, he's hardly hitting at all. It's been terrible. I know he's in the last year of his contract. He'll probably be in somewhere else next year. But it's really been, they've been very disappointing. Money, a lot of people keep betting on them, but they keep burning money.
Yep.
Oh.
And the Dodgers, they lost a big game to the Cubs last night. I'll tell you, the Dodgers have been hitting, but they're not getting the pitching staff has been a little bit of a disappointment lately.
Over the last month, they've been a pretty hot team, but, they go through cycles. This is a long season, a lot of cycles. Just like handicappers, I went through a hot spell and a cold spell, and now I'm a little hot again. And it's just the way it is.
Yeah. I'm hot this week. I'm having a great baseball week. Finally. It's been a while. But, I'll tell you something. The Giants are getting good pitching right now. And their ace is back. He had a great game this week after coming off the injured list. Finally gave him a good game, pitching a shutout, and they didn't get him a lot of runs, but he didn't need a lot of runs.
Well, he's been an amazing pitcher for a lot of years. Keeping himself healthy has been a problem, but when he's healthy, he's very, very good. They could be tough down the stretch. There's no question about that. And the Diamondbacks and them and the Dodgers, they could make that whole thing very interesting in the West. Yeah. Hank, I know you're super busy this weekend. Planning for the move is big, and wish you all the luck with that. And we'll see you out here next week. Anybody wants to get any of our picks, go to jimfice.com. Hank, thanks for joining me this week, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
By the way, the World Cup, I got to tell you something. Those games, I can't watch them anymore. They're just totally dull for me. And but I'll tell you something. That I was downstairs in the coffee shop in my apartment, and Colombia was playing yesterday, and there were a bunch of guys from Colombia sitting in the coffee shop, and they were going crazy. And Colombia wins by a score of 1-0. Wow. Every time they took a shot, anywhere in the direction of 20 yards of the goal, they go berserk.
Well, South Florida has a lot of Central and South America people living there, and soccer is a worldwide sport. It's not that big in the United States, of course, but you get the the rest of the world involved in watching. It's a big deal. I've never been excited about it, but I'm so busy with everything else. We got the WNBA, you got the CFL, you got baseball, you got planning for football, and you're watching the draft in the NBA, and you're watching the free agency. There's a lot to stay on top of, so there's only so much you can put on your plate and be effective. And that's why
I'll tell you, the one negative I'm going to have about moving to Las Vegas is I'm not going to be able to watch the Dodgers because they're blacked out in Las Vegas.
Oh, there's ways to watch them. You can watch almost anything now online on the internet, and if you ever have problems with that, we can teach you how to do it. There's almost nothing you get blacked out if you go to the internet. So
okay,
that's we don't suffer from that problem. We want to watch it, we find it.
Okay. All right. Have a good weekend, Jim.
You too, and good luck with the move. We'll talk to you Monday.
Hey, Jim.
Yes.